go, boys. Number one. Drop shot. My favorite way to fish. Buddy, he was in there too. The boat's gonna give me a little wave action here. Here we are on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon. Got a couple hours left for dark. Thought I'd run out here. These waves will quit. And wet a worm or two. Been here just a little while. And success came early. That's good. Man, I tried so hard to drop shot up a worm on Smith Lake the other day, and it was not happening. The bass down there wasn't having no part of my little drop shot. But back on the big Duck River Reservoir. The parking lot was nearly empty when I got here, just not even 30-40 minutes ago, and as I rigged up, they all started piling in behind me, so maybe that means that there's going to be a good evening bite. Anyway, you guys hang out. I got a little tangle here I got to fix, and I'm going to get back at it. I'll catch you in a few.
There's one, boy.
Number 3. Spotted bass this time. more. I think they're getting smaller. That one, he's fat, but he's little. Boy, we're catching them big ones today. Easy, little buddy. Easy. Right in the top of the mouth. They're babies, but they biting. See ya. Alright guys, that was a short, sweet little trip. Not a lot of sizable fish to show today. Normally I probably would get all of this footage in editing and get it on my computer and go through it. And man, it was up and down. Do I just want to scrap this and come back a different day and try to show some bigger fish or something? But as I got into my editing, I realized what I was actually looking at that I did not realize out on the water. I watched a pattern develop as I went through my fish catches, excuse me, that I didn't see, and it didn't dawn on me. Even though they were small fish, the pattern developed as I went along. I thought I need to go ahead and use this, because this is a teaching moment. Not only it taught myself to pay better attention, but maybe it'll help you guys put another fish or two in the boat. But what I found, as from the first fish, I had several bites that I didn't show on camera. I didn't think I was going to use any of this footage. So as I was going along editing, I was cutting out things and saving the fish catches. But later on, as I realized the fish that I did catch, the bites that I did catch, they were all very similar in location. If you'll notice, and you can rewind back, and those of you that fish on the Duck River know a lot of these spots where I was at, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Duck River has a lot of flats that drop off pretty sharp. There'll be a big expansive flat, it'll drop off, and then there'll be some smaller flats, shelves, that also will drop off. These will not be, most of these are not right up on the bank. These are offshore or near a point or somewhere. But what I found that my fish, and I fished in a lot of different areas pretty quick on this trip, I did not find fish right up on the bank, and I did not I did not find fish out really 15-20 feet deep, was where I thought, man, I'm gonna go work some points and doodle my little worm down there and I'm gonna catch some fish. But these fish were like mid-range depth, where the flats, the shallow flats, came off and dropped literally right on the edge or right off the edge. I would get a bite on the edge. Now it might not be really deep, but it was really close to deep water. Every single bite I had was on the edge of a flat or right after I bumped it off the edge of the flat, and it was basically coming down. Every single bite, every single fish. And what normally in the fall you would think, man, these fish, we'll find them up shallow. We'll find them up, really shallow. Right now bass are scattered, but on this particular day, I found them grouped up in very specific locations, and I didn't realize this while I was out on the water. That's my downfall as a kayak tournament fisherman, is not putting these pieces of the puzzle together as quickly as some of my competitors. I'll realize what I did a day or two later. The guys that are good, the guys that beat me week or month after month in our tournament, our club tournaments or regionals or where, they put the stuff together in practice, and they are good enough to know when it changes, and sometimes our patterns will change during the day. Learning is, in this business or in this sport, whether you're a tournament angler or for fun angler or you're trying to feed your family, learning is something that we should never quit. We've got to learn from every experience on the water, whether it's a really good day or it just absolutely sucked. We learned something whether we realize it or not. And I should have been paying more attention to where my bites came from, because that was the key. When I got back and put this and looked at it on computer, when I watched it back and realized where all my bites came from, man, it was just crystal clear. Every single bite was in the same deal, edge of a flat, right as it dropped off into the deep water. I mean, it wasn't 10 feet up near the bank on a flat. It wasn't out in the deep water off a point. These were all specific, and I guarantee I could have went back the next day and done 10 times better than what I did. I only had a couple hours, and once again I had battery issues, so I actually left right before dark. I was going to stay a little after, but battery problems forced me back in. I'm gonna get to that in just a minute. But while you're out there on the water and you think you're having a bad day, you got to learn when to change, why you got your bites, where you got your bites. It's not always about the bait selection. I think I could have thrown, instead of a drop shot, I could have probably thrown a Texas rig worm, probably a small crankbait, a jig. The area where the fish are is where we have to fish, and learning and putting that puzzle together, that's the hardest part for me as a fisherman. That's why I have said this for years. We should never stop learning. Learn every time you go out. Think about where you got your bites. Once you get home, once you're cleaning fish or whatever you're doing, think about it later, where you got your bites, how you got your bites, how you were set up on a point or a flat or deep water, how you were set up. All of the little details matter, and never stop learning, never quit learning, because you're only going to make yourself a better fisherman. Now, I want to address my battery problem. For those of you that are still around after all that rant, I've had about 3 or 4 trips in a row that I knew I had a battery issue. I was getting less and less time out on the water before my batteries would just go down and my motor wouldn't work. I have been with a company, not been with them, I've used eco-worthy batteries for a couple years now. Never really had problems up till 6-8 months ago. Ran into an issue with a battery, ran it through repair mode on my charger, thought it was good. It really hadn't put it to the test since then. But when the last 2, 3, 4 trips I have pushed them a little bit, they failed. Now, this is not a dig on eco-worthy batteries, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I got a buddy that he's either got 6 or 8 eco-worthy batteries. He has no problems out of them. They are awesome. I've had up until this incident when I had one going out, and we're all going to have a battery go out eventually, or have a problem with anything. It doesn't have to be batteries, anything mechanical. We're going to have a problem down the road. So I'm not knocking the eco-worthy company at all. Matter of fact, I want to give them a shout out, because when I reached out to them and said, look man, my battery's a little over a year old, I got a problem, these guys, and I'm not sponsored by them, I am on their affiliate program. I will have a link in the bottom if you want to try a battery out. Their customer service was absolutely wonderful. Within a day, they got me another battery coming back so I can get back on the water. Only one of my batteries had an issue. The other one that I run a 24 volt system, so I run them together. Only one of my batteries had a problem. They got me a new one on the way. Matter of fact, it will be here before my next video, within probably 4 or 5 days. So I'm very pleased with the company. Their batteries have been great. Their price point is awesome compared to some of your other high-end batteries that we see all the advertising about. You're not going to beat this price point. And when like I had an issue, normally I wouldn't promote any product that I have issues with, but in this case the customer service was spot on, took care of me, and they're getting me back out on the water, and couldn't be prouder to still be using them and be a part of their affiliate program. So just wanted to get that out there. That's cut my trip short. It has I've been dealing with battery issues, and that's very distracting if you're out there trying to do certain things or specific things, or go fish certain places and you can't get there. So my videos have been I feel like they've been kind of off lately, me, because it's got me out of my comfort zone. We're about to get back after. We're gonna get to fish all day again. Can't wait for that. The weather's cooling down, can't wait for that. The fish are about to get out of this goofy fall, maybe bite, maybe not mode, and then they'll start being ramped up for winter. That's gonna be exciting. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I know this has been a lot of talking at the end, and I may have a lot of you that's already gone away, but the ones still here, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you guys out on the water. Stop by and see me. I don't mind. I'm Lowell Henderson. I'm out of here. You guys stay safe. I'll see you next time.